just a couple bad weather fans representing New York, talking all things sports. Man, what could go wrong? We got Alex, who's a fan of the Knicks, and Mike of the Nets. The yin-yang of the tri-state, place your bets on the Yankees, Giants, Mets, or Jets. Yeah, you should listen if it's sparking your interest. If you made a vow to your team, don't break it. Bad weather fans is the relation.
That's right. This is Bad Weather Fans, episode number 279. Mike Biseglia, Alex Vaneswitz. And the NBA season, well, it's a little colder, so maybe we're getting closer to some basketball. Football has started. And we got some big show news here on Bad Weather Fans. Alex, good evening. You look great in green. Get rid of that orange and blue Knicks shit. How you doing?
I am doing well. A lot of good things to talk about. I just want to hear what you had to say about the show so you could tell the people.
Yeah, we're really excited. We're now part of the Odyssey family. So check us on out if you listen on Apple and Spotify. They have so many other great shows, and honored to be part of the Odyssey family. It's going to help us grow. So we appreciate the listenership here on Bad Weather Fans. We've been doing this for 5 years. We're on episode 279. Before I truly knew how to organize episodes, I didn't put bonus ones as actual episodes. We're kind of really like it at 286, but don't tell anybody. Never mind, I won't go into the details, but no, excited to be part of it. They've got some other great shows on there, and it just shows the growth of this podcast, and that all happens from the people that listen. We couldn't do it without y'all. Of course, we're on YouTube as well. That will not change. You can check us out on the video side, but excited, Alex, and I think it's just the next chapter in the Bad Weather Fans legacy.
Yeah, no, we're really excited. Odyssey's great. We've hosted a show at WFAN. We've been sort of part of the Odyssey family. Our podcast has been on the Odyssey app, and now we're actually in the Odyssey family. No longer with DraftKings, shout out to them. That was a great ride, but it's on to the next chapter for us. And we're really excited to keep going and talking Knicks and Nets, and among other things, other sports, football, baseball. Mets suck, Yankees suck, Jets lost, Giants suck, Jets don't suck, but whatever. We'll talk about all that. We'll talk about Ben Simmons. We'll talk about the Knicks, the Nets, and the ride that we're about to go on in the NBA season. Cam Thomas and everything, and we're really excited to do that on Odyssey, and we're going to try to post more frequently, Summer and Blues. So we had some things going on talking about these deals. So sorry if there wasn't as many consistent episodes, but we're going to keep going, and it's going to be once a week, maybe more as we move forward. And Mike, Ben Simmons.
Well,
let me get right into it.
I just have to say this real fast.
Go ahead.
One NFL game doesn't dictate that a team sucks or doesn't
Giants
suck.
Giants suck.
But the Jets might suck too.
They might.
Let's that's all I want to say.
They're both 0-1. That's all that matters, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Giants.
Whatever.
The offense.
We'll get to the football. To the football. Yeah.
But the Knicks dodged a bullet. They're very lucky that Ben Simmons did not sign there.
So Ben Simmons. There was a report that the Knicks offered Ben Simmons a contract and he declined, and then his agent fired him. And then Ian Begley said, "Mike, go ahead. You were going to read."
No. Then Simmons' agent Bernie Lee recently dropped him as a client, according to Mark Stein. A source said the decision occurred after the point guard sent signals that he wasn't interested in whatever came from his agent. I'm surprised it took his agent this long to drop Ben. You and I had full conversations here on the Bad Weather Fans podcast. Go back in the catalog, check it out. Both of us very consistent with the idea that Ben Simmons would not add to the Knicks. He would actually hurt the Knicks. And a lot of your fellow Knick fan thought, well, it's a minimum salary. He's a bench role player. He's not a star. What's the harm? And the harm is, here's just an example of he didn't even sign with the Knicks, and something toxic came from it. Something toxic would have come from him being there. And they got really lucky. I mean, there's no other way around it. They got lucky, and you can tell from that report and everything that Ben Simmons, his days in the NBA are gone. They're done. And I don't want to say sad, because some of it's sad.
It's a sad story overall.
But this guy was, you talk about, remember the 6-seed championship Nets when they went in and they played the Sixers in a really good series. Sixers went to beat the Nets, go to the second round, lose to the eventual champion Raptors in 7. That Nets Sixers series that went 5 was so much fun and feisty, and Ben Simmons was awesome in that series.
He was a star. Yeah, who's a legit
Just
star.
evaporated.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little more to the story because, people are saying that the Knicks offered him the contract and he declined it, but Ian Begley put out a report yesterday. Quote, Knicks have had dialogue with free agent Ben Simmons over the course of the offseason and certainly have had interest in him, but the club has never made a formal offer to Simmons per league sources. Landry Shamet, Malcolm Brogdon among those on the Knicks' radar for its lone roster spot. So the plot thickens. Maybe the Knicks put out some damage control via Ian Begley saying we never offered that guy a contract because they look stupid that they offered a guy a contract that didn't want to play for them, that they probably shouldn't have offered a contract to in the first place. A loser in Ben Simmons that would have been toxic for the Knicks locker room when you're trying to win a championship. You should not be adding a player with the mentality and the attitude of a guy like Ben Simmons just because he has the talent of a number one pick like he was.
Has
Because
the talent.
talent isn't it had exactly sorry. The talent and the body and it's not the same guy. And you can give me, highlights out of context all you want from his Clippers, quote unquote, run of 18 games. That doesn't mean that he is now saved. And clearly he has not been. And clearly he did exactly what we have been saying on this podcast. And I believe I was before you in this, saying that he didn't want to play. He was going to show up to earn his contract and then make up an injury, or maybe he was actually hurt and say, I can't play anymore, and then sit on the bench in his funky clothes and collect his contract until the Nets buy him out, which they did eventually.
I don't remember like when Simmons was in high school and then in college. I mean, he liked playing. And
Yeah.
in those early days, something changed. I don't know if it was a fear from injuries that
Philadelphia broke him. Yeah.
Philadelphia broke him. I mean, something did change where he just became a different guy.
Yeah.
Physically and mentally. Like he just wasn't there. And that's the part that's sad. It's somebody that was a superstar budding on, next generation of kind of player in the league. And it all came crashing down so fast, starting with that Sixers versus Hawks series with the layup that he did not take. They passed it in the loss to the Hawks in the second round. And from there, missed the whole next season, cell phone in his pocket during practice, traded to the Nets for James Harden. Remember, there was a point when Nets were talking about Ben Simmons possibly coming back and being in that playoff series. Didn't happen. And then the first year with Kyrie and Durant, and from there, it just really just all super downhill.
Yeah, I mean, he always had
crazy.
some kind of issue, right? Because he never shot threes. It wasn't that he couldn't make a three; he just never shot a three. Because
He didn't shoot at all.
Like he didn't shoot them. Like he didn't even try. It wasn't like he was bad at threes. He just didn't shoot it. And then it became into layups. When dude, you're 6'10", go dunk it. You know what I mean? You don't even have to do a layup. Like you can dunk it. You're 6'10" and a point guard. So there's always been some mental thing there, and I don't want to make fun of the guy for the mental issues because that's something that we all battle with is mental things, and mental health is a big thing. But it's part of that's something that I'm not going to make fun of him for. That's part of the story. The stuff that I call him a loser for is just that he doesn't want to try anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't want to push his body anymore to play hard, and he was just collecting his money, and he gave up. You know what I'm saying? So I feel bad. It's a sad story overall, but at the same time, I'm like a team like the Knicks that are championship ready. Like it should be this year. They're probably the team with the most pressure on them this year to win a championship this year. Coming into the NBA season, you can't add a guy like that. That's a major question mark. Even the last guy on the bench, you got to add back Landry Shamet. You got to add a Malcolm Brogdon. Even add the Israeli guy they're talking to. Just anybody that can fill the spot that can maybe give you some minutes or just be a guy that's there to cheer and play hard in practice and help the team. You add a guy like Ben Simmons to the roster, it's just going to be negativity. And the old thing in office life, in the corporate world, negativity spreads faster than positivity. You have one negative colleague, one negative teammate anywhere in the world, it spreads so much faster than positivity. It's not even funny. So I am so thankful that he said no. Maybe it's the same thing of 2019 when the best thing that ever happened to the Knicks was when Durant and Kyrie decided to say no to the Knicks.
This is a little different.
And then it was the best thing that ever happened to the Knicks, and that's why I celebrated it at the time. So I'm celebrating at the time now. So maybe that's going to equal a championship this year, Mike.
Okay,
so.
There's a little different.
I know it's a little different, but it's the same. It's the same premise. It's the same premise.
No, it isn't. You're allowed to be. That's a I could understand Knicks fans being upset when Durant and Kyrie didn't sign. It's a little different when you have two All NBA super duper stars. That's a
Right. Well,
little
not
bit
upset
different.
wise, just the fact that the Knicks wanted them and they didn't come,
Right?
and then the Knicks
They
wanted
wanted the
Ben
Nets.
Simmons and he didn't come. So maybe that's it's a blessing in disguise. Like I said it at the
Well,
time,
yeah, a little
blessing in
different.
disguise,
I'm not.
and I was right. It is what it
Yes,
is.
you got right because Jalen Brunson. If that doesn't
Well, I got
happen,
right
I
because the
don't
Knicks
know.
went in the right direction and they
Yes,
put
but
themselves in a position to build
that
their roster instead of going for these guys that are the quick fixes that it wasn't going to work once Durant got hurt. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? So
I'm
like,
just I hear you, but if he doesn't sign with the Knicks, all this doesn't happen. But you need good things to happen. I
but
mean, the
like they
Knicks have
were
had
still going in
70
the
years
right
of bad things, so
they were
finally
still
something
going in
good.
the right
Agreed,
direction.
but not
They were still
but
going in
not
the right direction, even without
yeah
Jalen Brunson. They were still a playoff team. You know what I'm
yeah
saying? They were still doing
yeah.
in the right way.
Yes,
You know
but
what I'm saying? Like,
the right direction. Jalen Brunson signing led to Knicks fan erections. Like it just was a different trajectory. Like that just
what was that? Something's
never mind.
erection?
I'm just saying,
What
like
an
Nick fans.
erection?
Don't worry, it was a rhyming direction erection. Get excited because the Knicks are good.
Yes. Okay.
Um,
Well, Cam Thomas. What about
no,
him?
I just wanted two
Oh, you
other
want to finish up?
comments. Yeah, have you
Yeah.
one Knicks uh, probably more the Knicks have the most pressure in the Eastern Conference to
Not
get
the
to the
NBA.
finals.
Not the NBA.
Um, I have to think about that a little bit. Let me just start with the Eastern Conference because the Knicks have the most pressure in the East to make the finals. Okay,
Okay.
that's because I think because the Cavs won the title with LeBron, there's a little less pressure. Like the Knicks now are that franchise that
Right.
has
They broke the
not.
Cleveland streak, the drought in
Right.
Cleveland. So it's not
Right.
as desperate. Well, okay, I hear
Right.
what you're
And
saying.
because the Celtics, Pacers have lost their each team lost their
Injuries.
superstar
Yeah.
player, that is added to the pressure to the Knicks as if the Celtics are fully healthy and they don't
Hmm.
go through this mini rebuild, if the Pacers have the same, don't go through this loss of Turner, Halliburton's hurt. Does that
Right.
dictate if Turner doesn't leave the team? Okay. And
Mhm.
go to Milwaukee because that happened and the East is the weakest it's been in some years. The Knicks have the most pressure in the East to make the finals.
Right.
Then the Cavs,
Right. Because the
and then you could
Bucks, they
figure out
already
the
won a
rest.
title, to be honest. Yeah, they want to get back and they don't want to lose them, but they
No,
already
it's
got
the
their
Knicks.
title in the bag. Magic are still on the come up. The Heat are always floundering. I mean, they've won so many titles in the Riley era.
It's the
Even,
Knicks.
yeah. Hawks, I guess you want to keep Trey Young. You got Porzingis now. I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely the Knicks.
No, the Knicks have put
Like
all their
they're,
eggs in this basket. They dealt for Mikel. They signed OG. They shelled out a lot of money. This is it.
but with the West, I don't think there's anybody that compares to the Knicks either because you got OKC one. Houston is still on the come up. You know what I mean? They're not done. They have Durant, though. I guess that could be a big pressure cooker there. You want to win
Yeah,
with Durant. The Lakers, I guess. You want to
the
win with
Lakers are
LeBron
always there.
and Luca. So I guess so. The Nuggets, no. They already won. Clippers, they're going to be a mess. So forget about
I
them.
don't know how you could say they'll be a
I
mess.
mean, the controversy, something's happening, man.
Oh,
This
with
this
that,
Kawhi
yeah. Oh, with
story
that
is,
part,
is
I thought
brewing.
okay.
Yeah. I'm just thinking like he's gonna get suspended.
Gotcha.
Something's happening. I don't think so, but like I don't think he should.
I gotcha.
But it should be more on the owner than the player, and the player asked for it, and the owner agreed. You know what I'm saying? That's they broke the rules,
All
not the
right.
player.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, there's that. The Timberwolves, I guess, have a lot of pressure.
Timberwolves have a lot.
That's a good one. Warriors, no. Grizzlies, no. Kings, no. Mavericks have a lot of pressure, but for other reasons. Then you go down Suns, Blazers, no.
Yeah. Whatever.
Spurs, maybe. But no, it's
Spurs
got to
are
be the
pressure,
Knicks.
but not to win the
Spurs,
championship.
yeah,
Yeah, there
because they're
might be
still
the
coming.
Knicks.
It's probably the Knicks,
I would say the
honestly.
Knicks to make the finals for sure.
Yeah, that's fair.
If the Knicks are in the West, it's a different story. I mean, they're one of those teams, but it's just a lot more difficult to
Right.
get to the
They're one
top.
of the top 4 or 5 teams. They're not the top
The
two.
playoff grind is going to be a lot more difficult in the West than it is in
For
the
sure.
East.
For
It
sure.
is just you're in the East, you're going to pick upstart team that had a good
Mhm.
regular season that made it in. And then for the Simmons last point,
Yep.
can you think of a player that went from so top level player to irrelevant in such a fast span? I guess I'll
Isaiah
even
Thomas. Isaiah Thomas. Celtics Isaiah Thomas, not
Yeah,
Pistons.
that's a good
Because
one.
he
That's
was
a
like
good
a
one.
star, and then he declined. Remember his sister died, or somebody passed away when he was in the playoffs. He played
Got
for them, and then
traded
he
for
got hurt.
Kyrie,
Yeah, and then that was it.
but
And he
he
disappears out of the
wasn't
NBA.
he wasn't. Simmons was the number one pick,
Right, he was the
so
last pick in the draft. Isaiah
his
Thomas, yeah.
story was like
Rags to
fruity,
riches, yeah,
and
and then
then
fell
and
off.
then
Yeah,
fell back down.
yeah,
I'll go with even any sport, I guess, to widen the range, but you don't have to answer it now. But just think about from a guy that was really on the verge of being like the face of the NBA, like
yeah.
that level good, to just completely irrelevant. And it's not because he was on the Nets; it was because he was
I
just
mean, Grant Hill is the other one, but he got injured so many times. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But
It was,
he was the man.
it was more
But
of
he
like a
actually cared and tried to.
steady decline,
Yeah,
steady
but
decline.
he actually tried to keep playing because he cared, not like Ben Simmons. So Grant Hill played through the injuries and became a really
Yeah,
good role player, even late in his career.
yeah,
And that's how he got into the Hall of Fame. Obviously, the Duke years count too, but
yeah,
I don't know. I got to think
yeah.
about that. That's a
Think
good
about
question.
that. That is a good question.
I mean, Andrew Bynum also was another one who was on the top and one of the best centers in the NBA. Then he
He wasn't.
disappeared off the
Simmons was
face of the earth.
better. Simmons was way better
Yeah,
than Bynum.
I got to think about that. That's a good
Yeah,
question.
it's a good question.
You're gonna say no to everything. Just be like, no, Ben Simmons.
But they're not right. They're not
I'm
as.
kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I won't say no
Yeah,
to everything if you give me a good answer.
yeah. I don't know. Vince Carter. No, I'm kidding. I don't know.
Vince Carter was in the league till he's 42.
He didn't make 44 though. That would have been cool. And COVID ended him, so that sucked for him.
Yeah.
He made the last
Um,
basket before COVID,
I
right? So
remember
like
that.
versus the Knicks and the Hawks, and they were like, "All right, it
Was
looks like
it
this season's ending." And then they threw
did
Vince in just in case, and he hit that three
did you
against the Knicks.
but did you watch that with me at the fan together? Were we together for that? Or did I watch that?
No,
I watched that there, but you
yeah, you
weren't
told me the
with me.
story. I know the story because you told me. We watched some random Nets Sixers game when the Sixers won, and you were so pissed.
I
This is
was in a
before we
bad
started Bad
mood.
Weather Fans. We were
That's
on.
when I had a pulse with the Nets and cared.
Yeah, but we recorded a podcast after that. But yeah, exactly when you cared, and that
I'm
was you
cared.
told me one of the update guys. I don't know if it was Husler or somebody else was like, pull the audio of that Vince Carter shot because that might be the last shot that he has in his
Yeah.
career because COVID was coming. Everybody's like, everybody was like, COVID 2 weeks, whatever, we'll
Yeah.
be back, and then turns out the world shut down for like a year. So
Yeah.
you know, but anyway, so
Yeah.
that's the
Okay.
story.
I'm just trying to
Anyway,
because that shot has
yeah, it's in your brain.
it's in
But
my brain.
anyway, Cam Thomas, he took the qualifying offer, the 1 year. He has a no trade clause. Nets clearly didn't want to invest in him long term, and they wanted to see him prove it. And Cam Thomas will probably leave. And I mean, a lot could change in a year. You never know what can
A
happen.
lot can change in a year.
But the Bulls did the same thing with Josh Giddey, but gave him 4 years, $100 million because they actually like him. You know what I mean? And he proved it a little more than
That's a
Cam
lot of
Thomas.
money for Josh Giddey, though.
I know. But the
But
Bulls,
everybody gets paid.
they need him, and they need to have talent. You know what I'm saying? And then, so what are your thoughts on the Cam Thomas situation after the qualifying offer that he signed for 1 year?
Yeah, I think it's the theme of the episode. Like it's a little sad again
Yeah,
because I know that he's not going to be here anymore. I know this is the last year, and yes, things can change. Everything can, maybe a miracle happens, and uh, him and the Nets mend their relationship. He has a really good year, and he's part of their future. But I think it's pretty clear that he's going to be gone. I just
right.
feel more sadness with it because I don't think I got to see the best of Cam Thomas. I'm hoping I do this year, and hoping he has a chip on his shoulder, which I think he will. I think he's going to come out there and really perform early for the Nets. Yeah, just sadness. Like it never got to see how this could truly have worked. At the same time, though, like giving him 4 years, $100 million when the team could be crap. I kind of get that perspective of like, why are we going to go down that road? And I don't kind of understand where the Nets are coming from, not giving him that kind of contract because
Yeah,
they know they're going to be bad and they're better suited to use that money elsewhere and fill in roster differently. It's more for me just sadness. Like, yeah, this sucked. Like Cam Thomas's Nets career was a strange one. That he didn't get enough credit. He was poorly coached by Jacques Vaughn in particular and didn't get the best out of him. Like, when Katie and Kyrie got traded and Cam Thomas was putting up 50 straight points every night. And then fucking Mikal comes, Dinwiddie's here, Cam Johnson's here, and then Cam can't get off the bench and play. Like, what?
Like it just
Makes
dropped 50,
sense.
not 15,
And
like 50.
Dinwiddie said in a podcast he was on, he was like, the Nets were instructed that this was Mikel's team. Give it to Mikel, and they totally botched how that could have gone. Like they didn't develop him right, and they don't like him. I don't know. They just
Yeah.
don't feel confident in his full ability. And
Yeah.
yeah, it kind of sucks.
I think
Whole thing
Cam
sucks.
Thomas knows too much about the Nets organization. He knows where the bodies are buried. He knows all the bullshit that's gone on. They
I'm
can't be
sure he does.
tricked. You know how it is when like you're at a job for too long and you've been there for forever and you're become part of the furniture and you
Well,
just know every time your boss is talking you know he's full of shit and like you know what I mean, like you can't even lie to me anymore. You know, Cam Thomas is like that with Sean Marks and the organization. It's like, bro, shut up. Like, you
yeah,
know what I mean? You don't. I know you're full of shit. You've promised me things. You've tried to get me motivated before, and things haven't
yeah.
worked out. It's over. Just let me get out of here. But I'm going to keep my no trade clause and
But
sacrifice some money. So I'm not going to let you fuck me and send me to, you know, Washington. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yep.
I'm going to control my destiny, or just stay in Brooklyn and know where I'm going to be, and then I'll move on from there. And he can ball out, and he's motivated for himself. He's not motivated for the team at all. He's motivated to
But
put
he
stuff
will
on
be.
tape.
But he
Right,
will
he's going to
be
play like a
because
good
he's a
team
good
player because he
teammate. He's
wants to
not
put things
gonna.
on tape, and he's a good person. I think. Also, I mean, I haven't seen anything to show that he's not.
No, I wouldn't.
So I think he's gonna put things on tape. You know, I'm a huge fan of his as a Knicks fan. Even just looking at just respecting a straight baller is Cam Thomas. Like he could hoop, and people just want to look at the negatives. You know how it is now in the NBA world. It's like somebody does something amazing, and you have to poke a hole in it and say that it's not that great. You know, nobody can get a triple double, an average triple double ever, forever, for like 50 years. And the moment that
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook and James Harden are doing consistently, now it's not a big deal. Oh, it's fake, you know, selfish rebounds, or you know, he's not efficient, so it doesn't matter. What does it matter about triple double? What's so great about it? It's just 10 in a category, and it's just like okay. So we're just moving the goalposts to sound smarter than everybody else. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the same thing with Cam Thomas, where it's like, yeah, he can't play defense as well as a lot of top defenders, but you know what? He is so elite in scoring the basketball that you want a guy like that on your team. You just have to harness that weapon. Like kind of, he's not Carmelo Anthony. Shout out to him getting to the Hall of Fame. But he's a kind of guy like him where it's like he's a weapon, and you have to utilize that weapon in the right way. And you need a good coach to do that, and a team that believes in him. And the Nets don't. So
Well, the part of it is too. You know, Cam Thomas is 23 years old. He is not that old. I
he's
mean,
not 27. Yeah, exactly.
no, and you know, it was something I see all the time. When I was dabbling on Twitter, was they would always do the comps between Cam Thomas and Jalen Brunson at age. You know, at his
Mhm.
age, because Jalen Brunson, but did he go to Villanova for all 4 years?
I don't know.
So if, you know, they'd be like, you
Was it
look at
4 years or three
Jalen,
years? It was 3 or 4 years. I don't know.
like if you look at Jalen's stats when he's 23, they're nothing like Cam Thomas is.
Right.
They're not even close. And then you know Brunson has those years in Dallas where he gets better and better, and then gets to New York and explodes.
3 years in Villanova for Jalen.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then he's entering the NBA a little bit older, so his trajectory is a little different. But what I'm trying to say is he's so young,
Right.
and there's still a lot of time for him and how he can develop. Um,
Right.
I am I think his what he does for the Nets this year um will be really fascinating to watch. How he, you know, plays with the rookies, how he plays um with Michael Porter, like how they all connect together. It's going to be fascinating. Like at least there's a little bit of excitement with the Nets and there's young players, and there's something to watch. There's intrigue. Last year was awful. I mean, that year was so boring and so bad. It was the worst.
It was a
That was the
2K
worst
sim
Nets.
year. It was a
That
video
was one
game
of the
sim year.
worst.
Yeah.
It was like the worst Nets season I've ever experienced. I mean, it was just so
Ever. Was it worse
bad.
than the 17 win year or whatever year that
The
we
12
tried to get
win.
The 12 win? You tried to get John Wall,
I think
the
so.
Courtney Lee Nets.
Yeah, there was something about like they were just so awful. You knew it was coming.
Mhm.
This one, it was like, I don't know, man. This was vicious. That was the most bored I've been with a net season in a
Mhm.
long ass
Well,
time.
I think it was also that year that you were literally tanking. You're like, all right, there's a prize at the end of the tunnel. John Wall. We
Lottery
have to
was different
suck.
too. Lottery
Yeah,
was different too.
that's true. That's true. The point is that it was a 1 year tank. Like this team sucks. Let's just lose as much as possible, get John Wall, and then reset next year. Obviously, you didn't get John Wall. You got Derek Favors, et cetera, et cetera. It doesn't matter. But the point is that you went through 1 year, and so it's like you knew what the objective was, and that was to lose. This year it was just kind of like, all right, are we piecing it together? Are we not? Like we have to
And
lose. We're
also,
gonna half tank. We're half pregnant. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like now we're winning, but should we be happy? But I'm happy they won. And it's just like there was no objective. You know?
and coming off what was such a high, and
Mm.
not a high, I mean, the team was a disaster in so many different ways, but we're coming off the expectations
Yeah.
of a roster that was very different.
Right.
Then go into this, it's just a different feel. You know,
Right.
it was a very like, jumping in the pool and it was cold and it's just jarring to your body. Now
Right.
it's like a little more settled. We're rebuilding. We've
You
got
got some juice.
a
You got some young
plethora
players.
of draft picks from all over the place. We got young players that also there was no young players to watch develop. Now there's
Yeah.
4 rookies or 17 rookies, whoever the 5 rookies they drafted. There's just something to watch and get behind.
Right.
And not being like, all right, Keon Johnson, respect to him. You know, he's put himself in the NBA and he's going to get himself a little more money. But like,
You won't be here in 2
Steelers.
years. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like yeah.
I don't know. Yeah,
No, I get that. There's
back.
the worst place you can be in any sports franchise is a team with no hope and no future. That's the worst. And that was the Isaiah Thomas years. So the Knicks, where it's like we have no hope of winning and we have no future. We have no draft picks. We are over the cap. It's just like this is awful. Like, what are we rooting for? For Jamal Crawford to get some crossovers? Like, it was fun. That was fun to watch, but like there was nothing. There was just nothing.
Well, that's how
nothingness.
that's how the Nets
Yeah.
organization feels. You say that about Jamal Crawford. I'll say that as like Cam Thomas scoring 50 points and
Right.
going nowhere.
Perfect example. And can't, but Jamal Crawford's a beloved Nick. He put up some good numbers and he had some fun, but like they sucked and it wasn't his fault. Obviously he was a good player for a long time, helped some good teams win. I mean, he actually maybe has the most losses in NBA history though. And I don't think he made the playoffs for a long, something like he has like the worst record in like NBA history for a player. But because he was on all these terrible teams with the Bulls and the Knicks early in his career, it just kind of like bloated his record. But anyway, in a bad way. But anyway, it's just it's good for the Nets to have for the fans of the Nets fans that the guys that I like, like you, Spen, Corey, Evan, people like that.
Well, I need
have
you to
some,
start see
some happiness.
no, but
you
see
know?
that's a problem because I need you to hate the Nets.
Oh
again.
yeah, no, I don't hate the Nets.
That to
I hate
me-
the Nets. I hate the Nets, but they're at a point where they're so pathetic that it's kind of like, can we have a little fun here?
Well,
Like, yeah,
don't
yeah.
say don't get me angry.
I mean, they were pathetic last year. It was like a pathetic
Yeah, but-
situation.
It's-
As pathetic's pissing you off now. Like, see, like,
yeah, I'll tell you why it's pissing me off because it's not. It's just part of a rebuild. Like pathetic.
I mean, it wasn't really a rebuild. It was half pregnant year.
But
Like
I
I just said, it
wouldn't-
was
I
like, what
wouldn't-
are we doing?
I wouldn't
There's
call
no
it
objective.
pathetic. I would more call it like empathetic.
Empathetic.
Is that a word?
It is, but I don't think it
It was more just like
correlates here.
depressing. It was more depressing, not pathetic. Depressing.
I don't know. I think they couldn't pick a lane. I think they hired a good coach, which is the right thing to do. But they also had to protect themselves from the coach and not add talent and then dump D'Angelo Russell, dump guys that are going to put up numbers and to get hot every so often and win a game. Instead, they just decided to keep guys and not go full tank, and because of that, then to get a top pick and like
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, the
We'll
Dallas
see.
Mavericks won the
but
fucking
he took
lottery.
4 swings at it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Dallas
he-
Mavericks won the lottery. Like it didn't even
I
matter.
know it doesn't.
All of it didn't matter.
Well, that
I
was
know.
fi-
I
that
know
was
the
fixed.
nuance police.
Lottery was
Well,
fixed
they
this
could have
year.
the 6th pick, and then they have this guy.
Lottery was so fixed. I'm sorry, this year. You could say it's not fixed all the time. This year it was fixed because of what the Lakers did, and they were selling the team anyway. They needed to have Luka there because LeBron is not worth it as much, and made the Lakers much more attractive as expensive, and in turn, the Mavericks got the number 1 pick for doing a solid for the NBA. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
not one of those people that listens to this crap. But this is the first time where I will listen.
Yeah, it's just like whoa. You know what I'm saying? It just
That
it's-
was one of my least favorite episodes we ever did. Was that night?
yeah,
I hated that night.
the lottery night. Yeah,
Yeah, the lottery night, and then
it's funny watching
Boston
you.
game 2.
you
That was
putting your
suck.
hands to your face, smacking your face. Like,
that
oh
was
man,
brutal.
oh the pain. It's the
Well, we'll
pain.
get to do it again this next year. Maybe I'll get luckier. Do
Yeah,
another
maybe the
lottery.
Wizards fall out of the top 7, and the Knicks can have a first round pick. That'd be great. They have their protected top 7 pick, or yeah, they have their top
Do
7
you
protected pick, or 6 or 5. I don't know what it is, something like that. But they have the Wizards pick, but it's protected.
Yeah, it's do you think there would be I guess I'm answering the question, but like the expectation differences if Thibodeau was the coach. Has anybody heard from him?
Yeah, he actually went to St. John's to a St. John's practice, and Patino invited him to just like hang out and teach
Did
the
he
team.
talk? The
Not
meet
publicly, no, but they showed pictures of him. He lost weight.
who
He looked like he was like on Ozempic or something. He
no,
lost a lot of weight.
he's probably
Well, he's
like
not doing anything
he's
but
less
working out.
stressed.
Yeah, not stressed, working out, millionaire. Like, getting fired like that's got to suck. But it's also like, you know what? Like, he can hold himself prideful of what he built with the
Yeah.
Knicks.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he didn't build it, but he was a
Oh, he
major
is a
part of it.
huge part of the
Yeah, development of
his
Jalen
story.
Brunson, of all the
Yeah,
players, Deuce McBride.
I'm
Yeah,
not gonna say it out loud, but no, never mind. But yeah,
Knicks are going to win a championship.
no,
Yeah,
no, I'm not using my example. I'm not doing it. I
okay.
I, I don't I don't want to do it.
You still believe
No,
in jinxes? Do you believe that if you make a wish over a birthday candle, that if you tell somebody it won't come true?
I don't really remember all my wishes over my 42 years. I mean,
But just in general, like let's say you make a wish, it's 11:11 on the clock, and you say, "Oh, it's 11:11, make a wish," and then you make a wish, and then your wife says, "What did you wish for?" You're like, "No, I can't tell you because then if I tell you, it won't come true." Do you believe that?
I don't think making a wish at a birthday cake will work unless it's something you know is like going to happen. But you can't
Unless
wish for
you're in a Jim
anything.
Carrey movie, that's the only way that it works
Right.
for Liar
This is
Liar. Yeah,
this is not. You can't. It's an underrated movie. That wasn't bad.
that was a great
Okay.
movie. That was a classic,
I haven't seen that in a while.
classic
Um,
movie.
I've been watching all these random Adam Sandler movies. He's got so many movies, and I've been doing like, let me just watch this ad. Like I watched the
Oh man, he made so many like C-level movies on Netflix
I
that are
had
just
no,
like
there's so many
hilarious.
movies. Underrated one is what's it called? It's he's the dad of his daughter's getting married the week of. Chris Rock's in it.
Oh yeah, and he's listening to WFAN
Yeah,
in the
W.
car.
Evan and Joe are in it.
Joe and Evan in the
It's a
car.
pretty
Yeah,
funny
He-
movie.
yeah. Chris Rock's like this rich guy,
Uncle
and he's like this.
Seymour. It's
Yeah, and he's
good.
like this schlub, like with like kids, and he's like can't
He's
afford
just
anything, but he's
he's just
driving everybody
log.
back
He's
and forth
just
to
like
the
Long
airport,
Island dad. It's like
blasting Joe and Evan in the car with Chris Rock and shit. Yeah,
yeah,
that was hilarious.
it's
I don't
actually
know, man.
not.
Does Evan even know that he's in that movie?
I think so.
Okay,
I think
yeah.
so. I wonder if he gets. That's they get paid for that.
I don't mean it's their voices. Maybe the
That's all.
fan got paid. Not
I
them.
just
Who
I thought that
cares?
was. But anyway, I've been watching all these like random, like
Yeah.
um, what was the Gobbler, where I didn't even
I
know
don't
this
know.
movie existed. He fixes people's shoes, like if they come in and they need work done, and
I never even heard of that one.
he finds this old machine in his basement, and he uses it to because his other one breaks to help stitch shoes together, and then he puts shoes on. He becomes the people. I was like, what is this?
Another good one is The Ridiculous Six. That one is on Netflix where it's just him and just
I
a
haven't
bunch of
seen.
like people.
I'll have to
Oh my
add
God,
that.
it's like a fake Western. And there's a scene where they meet like some guy in the desert. This is like hundreds of years ago or
Yeah,
the 1800s, let's say. And some guy in the desert, and it's John Turturro, of course. And he's
yeah.
like teaching them about baseball. And then every time they do something well, it's like, oh, he hit it and he's out. And he runs home. It's like, no, 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 you can't run home. And you have to wait till the guy
Yes.
catches it. Then you run home. Like, and they're just like, this game sucks. Like,
Oh,
well, it's like he's making up all these rules. He like, it's really funny, like a funny movie.
it was the cobbler because that's like a shoe person, not gobbler. That's turkey. So I sound like an idiot.
Cobbler. No, I don't
And
know.
I forgot. Yeah, Method Man's in it. He's like the bad
Of
guy.
course. Yeah. And Sandy Wexler, that's another one. But anyway,
Sandy Wexler. I like Sandy
this
Wexler.
is
I
such
thought
a
that was
he's getting a heart attack and he still closes the contract.
because he eats all the meat.
It's like dying and he's trying to still get the contract. Oh
That's
man.
with Jennifer Hudson's in that.
Is she? Yeah, I don't remember the movie. I just remember that part.
Yeah,
It's just the
it's 'cause
old
he
like
finds
famous
her.
people
He
he
finds
interviews.
her at an amusement park,
Oh,
and then she
okay.
becomes like like the biggest pop star in America.
Okay. Okay.
But he
He's
found
an
her.
agent. He's an agent. That's
Right.
the whole point of the movie. But yeah, anyway.
He just eats
So
all that meat. And he's like, I get a heart attack. He doesn't eat. Sorry.
Yeah, it's really funny. You guys got to see it if you didn't see it. If you need something stupid to watch, Adam Sandler movies and maybe fall asleep to them on Netflix. Those straight to Netflix Adam Sandler movies are pretty good.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
All right.
football wise,
Yeah.
let me hear a quick Giants take.
Uh,
Jackson
their
Dart
their
and all
offense
that.
was horrible. The
Yeah.
offensive line was horrible. They have
Uh-huh.
no vibe, no feel. It was awful to watch. It was boring as hell. Felt like I was watching a Giants game. Giants defense was good, not great.
Hmm.
They did play against an elite quarterback, so I recognize that. It was weird. It was like they were in the game. They're down 8 points in the fourth quarter, but you're not like, they're probably not doing this.
Right. They're
Um,
within one score, but
it
you
was
still
like a
had no hope.
blowout,
Yeah.
non-blowout. It was weird. I want to see, I want to see what they look like against the Cowboys, which obviously aren't as good of a team as Washington, and
Uh-huh.
see if they can rectify the issues on offense. And hopefully Andrew Thomas is back. I don't know if there's word on that because I think that would obviously help that front on the offensive side. But they just didn't have the only times they a little bit felt like they had some juice is when Scadaboo was in and he made some like plays that gave him some vibe. But other than that, it was just herky jerky. You know, Russell Wilson wasn't good. He wasn't bad. It was just there. And then, I think the icing on the cake is, Daniel Jones goes out in Indy and is balling for the Colts. They're playing
Yeah.
a bad Dolphin defense, but you're seeing him put up big numbers. I didn't
Only
watch the game, so I
team
can't tell you.
Yeah, only team ever to score on every possession, like not
It's
even a
just
kneel
funny,
down,
you
literally
know.
ever in the
So
history of the NFL.
it's just it was just funny on that front. It's funny because like my wife was watching. We have two TVs downstairs, and she's a Steeler fan, so she's watching Jets Steelers. Then I'm on the other side watching the Giants. So I didn't really watch the Steeler Jet game fully, but I could kind of like get the
The vibe,
highs and lows. And then I was,
what a game! Yeah,
I,
that was.
I saw the Jets went up big, and then the Steelers were back up, and the Jets came back, and then yeah,
Yeah.
just and then of course I was gonna say Adam Sandler quarterback. No, it's got Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, and um,
Adam Sandler could play him in a movie though. That'd be really funny. The Aaron Rodgers story played by Adam Sandler,
no,
but yeah, no, the Jets game was a mess. I mean, it was fun. It was exciting. It was it was
yeah,
it was one. It was a great game to watch, entertaining the whole way. But like as bad teams do and bad organizations do, they found a way to lose, and it was really
yeah,
frustrating, man. Like, and I can't say, right after the game, right now, I can say, like, you know what, they lost, that sucked, but you know what, that we have. I still have a reason to watch next week. Like for Giants fans, it's like they lost, and it's just like, what am I doing to myself next week?
well,
Like, you know
this
what I'm
is a
saying?
game that
Yeah,
Cowboys are not supposed to be very good,
yeah,
and they're
but
both 0-1.
they're
The
still way more
Giants,
talented than the Giants,
Giants
and
got to
like,
go in and prove it a little more offensively next week.
right.
No
But
doubt.
like the point is that the Jets showed like they're a football team. You know what I'm saying? They were organized, they had, good play calling, they could run the ball. Brees Hall like looked like a good player again. Like I was really down on him because last year he didn't break a tackle.
Better than
This
Saquon, you said.
Yeah, this year he looks better than Saquon again. I mean, he
I
had
hope you're
open
right.
holes. Yeah,
I hope you're
he
right.
had all the I'm joking. He had all the holes like he did a couple years ago, and Aaron Rodgers is not there to clog up the pocket, and Aaron Rodgers looked like a complete statue out there. He couldn't move, and you look at a stat sheet, they're like, oh, he played really well. He threw 4 touchdowns. Like, yeah, well, 2 of them were wide open, and one of them, the third one was a pitch to somebody a foot in front of him. It's like technically a pass. And then he had 2 dropped interceptions by Jets players, and the Steelers won because of a 60-yard field goal. It really felt like the Halliburton game one, and that win for the Pacers.
Oh, it
As
wasn't
like
that dramatic.
it wasn't that dramatic, but it just felt that kind of game. The Jets, even if the Jets were losing, I felt like the Jets were in control of the game the whole time until they lost. It was just like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? And that's why I got so pissed when Garrett Wilson dropped that pass. Like, you got to catch that. You want to be a star, you have to catch that pass at the end of the game. But end of the day, Jets look good. Braylon Allen scored a touchdown. Jets looked okay. You just got to get rid of Xavier Gibson or just don't let him return kicks. I mean, he wasn't even supposed to return kicks, but he was because the kick returner, I forgot his name or can't pronounce it, got hurt. So let's just return punts. But either way,
Funny how
hold on to the ball.
it's funny how
Suck, you lost, but we won. But we'll be
from,
fine.
from the Steeler perspective, they had such bad quarterback play last year. I mean, Russell was okay, and then Fields was okay. So for them, if they get that kind of play from Aaron Rodgers, Their offense is
But
going
didn't
to be
they
better than it
suck
was.
at the end of the year, like the Steelers? Like
Yeah, they were horrible. They started like 7-2 or
well,
something.
they were
And then
4-2 with Justin
they're
Fields,
like
and then
Metsing it into the playoffs is the best
yeah,
way to put it. They were like the
Metsing it.
Mets. Seriously.
Yeah, that's
It
a
was like holding
great
on for
comparison.
dear life.
Yeah,
Um,
I get it. So
yeah.
anyway, that's it.
That's it, man. No, I wanted to look. So the Jets have the Bills, right?
Jets Bills. Yeah, at home.
Yeah, that's a.
What do you think the spread is? Let's see.
I already know what it is. Yeah, from being
Oh.
so smart at this, it's 6.5. Duh.
No, it's 7. No, Jets
Okay.
getting 7.
I heard it was 6.5.
And then Giants are getting 5.5 at Dallas. I hate that the Jets and Giants play at the same time every week. Like it drives me crazy. I want to watch the Giants. You know what I mean? Like I want to
It
see.
used to not be like that when they both
I know.
didn't
Like
suck.
no matter what, it was 1 or 4 or on a different day or whatever. But it's really annoying
It is
because
annoying.
I want to at least like I might not sit and watch every second of a Giants game, like have red zone
You
on.
want to know
and
what's
then
going on.
But I want to watch the Giants. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't watch a second of the Giants game. You know what I'm
watch
saying?
the
Like I
Jets.
watched a bunch of highlights and stuff, and I know what happened and what was going on. But like,
Yeah.
I want to like watch it. Whatever. They don't care about us.
I had a thought. Oh, I just want to say this. This is totally random, but it's been on my mind. It's just for anybody. It was so funny.
Just like this is for anybody.
If you are putting out content, and every time you put out content, the rant that you're giving is an epic one, it minimizes when you. It's like the boy who cried wolf when there actually is an epic rant. So I just ask, use another word besides epic to describe a rant, or just put in chat GPT and be like, instead of epic rant,
What's the source? But use another word for
just use chat GPT. Come on. The source, get lost. Figure out something else to say besides epic rant. And maybe people will fact check me and I've used it. So I asked that.
right.
Please.
Well, that's the problem with sport. I don't want to get into the whole thing. That's the problem with sports talk is that everybody's just trying to go viral. Why are you so mad? Like you shouldn't be so mad. You know what I'm saying? I was so pissed at the end of the Jet game that I was like this, I was tweeting up things. I was just so fucking pissed that they lost that game that I don't want to hear CBS or anybody say this game made you proud to be a Jets fan. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, I don't want to hear that right now. You know what I'm saying? Let me be angry right now. Tomorrow, tell me that. Not now. Like, I don't want to hear JJ Watt tell me about how Jets fans should feel. What the fuck do you know, JJ Watt? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're a Texan. Like, you don't know anything about the Jets. Like, you know what I'm saying? Ian Eagle should have known better. You know what I'm saying? Our boy, who was we interviewed a while ago, who's a great
Loved
guy.
what Ian did though during that game. The clip
Which one?
where they were showing New Jersey.
Oh,
That was, he's like, we're not going to show you pictures of New York. We're in New Jersey.
They
Here's
came
Hoboken.
back. They came back from commercial, and instead of showing the city, New York City skyline, they showed Hoboken and just down the street. And he's like, "We're not going to show you New York City. We'll show you Jersey."
Hoboken's a fun
yeah,
place.
it's basically New York. I mean, it's like
It's
literally
just
right
as
there.
expensive.
Yeah, it's just like Long Island City, same thing, just the other side. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's the podcast.
That's the podcast. Thank you again to Odyssey. Proud to be part of the family. This is episode 279 of Bad Weather Fans. We're going to get into broadcaster mode. Here we go. Don't forget to check us out on YouTube. Hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe. We want to get you hooked on there for more great content here for Bad Weather Fans. Other interviews on there like Meta World Peace,
Iron Eagle,
Ian Eagle,
Ron Artest,
Channing Frye, Richard Jefferson. 72 times he's been on this podcast.
Chris Childs,
Chris
Kerry
Childs,
Kittles,
Michael Jordan,
Evan Roberts,
Kareem
same thing.
Abdul-Jabbar,
Yeah, Greg Giannotti,
Shaquille O'Neal,
Zach Gelb, Dolan J. Trump.
Ty Detmer, Dolan J. Trump.
Did you say Kai Detmer or Ty Detmer?
Ty with a T, right?
Yeah, but there's also a Kai Detmer. That was like, I think his brother was also on the same team, on the Eagles.
This has been
I used to be a real big football nerd, Mike. I can give you
Yeah.
like especially from. So we're real quick side story. We're doing our fantasy draft, and my guys in the neighborhood that I met, or my out of shape Jews we play ball with every Wednesday. We do a fantasy draft, and I hate the in person draft thing, but this is the first time I ever got roped into it because a bunch of new guys in the neighborhood, and I like them, and I want to hang out and stuff like that. So I did it, and
part of your 40s to hang out, so it's good. That's good.
it is. And so I did it. And then somebody brought as a joke a fantasy football Draft Guide magazine from like 2003.
Mm.
And they're like, who are the top 5 quarterbacks from that year? And I was like, obviously it's Peyton Manning and this and that. And I was like, and they were like, who's that? And I was like, Donovan McNabb. And they're like, yeah. And they're like, oh shit, how did you know? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like they're like, oh, well, who was the number 1 running back from that? I'm like, LaDainian Tomlinson. They're like, oh yeah. And then what about who else? I'm like Steven Jackson. Like, you know what I mean? I was just like rolling them
Yeah.
off like it was nothing. Like, where did this information come from? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like that was my prime though. Like going to every Jets game and playing Madden, like unstoppable at Madden. Yeah. Madden is the best teacher for players.
That probably helps.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I mean,
anyway,
Steven Jackson, that's a good one.
yeah.
I feel like too, there were a lot of great running backs then. I don't feel like there's great running backs.
Bell cow, like Sean Alexander, like guys like that. Like, yeah, that just were awesome.
Yeah.
And like give them the ball and that's it. Now it's like tandems everywhere. So it's
just give them the ball and just get out of the way. Yeah, but I would play Mario 2 for Nintendo. Do you remember that game?
Yes. Do I remember Mario 2? Like, is that a serious?
Just double checking. Do you remember
what's Mario? I never heard of this Mario game.
I'm just confirming before I get to what I'm going to say.
You ever hear of Bugs Bunny, Mike? He's a great cartoon.
Do you know the part in Mario 2 with like at the end of each level where there was like a thing that would shoot out like eggs out of his mouth?
Yes. Yeah. And then
you'd have to take them, pick them up, and throw them back at it.
Mm-hmm.
My brother-in-law would, every time we would pick up the egg, we had to say a backup quarterback and chuck it, or else it wouldn't count.
That's so.
You have to like think of like random backup quarterbacks that had to have, So
Steve Berline. Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, cool.
Fun.
Yeah, no,
anyway,
that's funny.
Didn't think we were going there.
Yeah.
Bad Weather Fans, episode 279. I already did the goodbyes, so that'll do it. Talk to you later. Okay, Alex, have a great night.
See you.